So today we're going to talk about social norm violations. But before we talk about these violations, we need to know what is a social norm. Basically, a social norm is standards for social behavior. There are these unwritten rules or expectations that society has created for us, how we should act on a day-to-day basis. And so examples of those is personal space, or saying please and thank you, shaking hands with someone when you first meet them, making direct eye contact when you're talking to someone, or turning lights off when you leave the room. And a weird one, but we'll get to it later, is facing the door of the elevator. And I'll explain this a little bit more. So when you walk into the elevator, you notice that everyone's still facing the door of the elevator. They're not facing the back of the elevator. So now that we've talked about social norms and what they are, we can talk about social norms and violations. So a violation, we'll use these examples too. A violation of personal space would be, well, say someone's sitting down and you go to sit down beside them and you sit so close to them that you're touching elbows and invading their personal space. That would be a social norm violation. Same thing with saying please and thank you. It's a simple common courtesy, and if you don't say that, that would be breaking a expectation, therefore being a violation of social norms. And we can talk about this weird one now, facing the door of the elevator. So breaking the expectation or being a violation would be when you walk into the elevator, say here's the door, you're going to face the back. Whenever it's your turn, you're going to turn and walk out. But facing the back of the elevator while everyone else is facing the door, well, that's weird, and it's not necessarily rude like all these other ones would be, but it's still a violation of a social norm. Now, why? Why would we want to follow these social norms? Well, basically, it would be to fit in and to be nice. Like I said, those examples were simple common courtesy things, right? So we would follow these social norms to be nice and to possibly fit in. But why would we want to break these social norms? Why would we want to violate these social norms? Well, we can think about, let's say back in the good old days, well, I wouldn't say good old days, but back in the old days, women, a social norm would be women would stay inside the house and cook and clean, while men would be outside working and making money for the family. Well, nowadays, power to both men and women, they both clean and cook inside the house, and outside of the house, they work and make money for the family. And that's all I have for social norm violations.